I do thank you, Chairman Gibbs and Ranking Member Bishop, for holding these hearings and allowing me to participate today. And I join in welcoming our Acting Assistant Administrator, Nancy Stoner, and Assistant Administrator, Maddie Stanislaus. This hearing is timely, without a doubt. Given recent action by the House of Representatives during consideration of the fiscal year 11 CR, the agency faces the prospect of some challenging times ahead, to make an understatement. I often feel that the majority's backdoor way to defund the EPA is to require so many appearances of the administrator and her staff on Capitol Hill these days that all the budget will go to gas money at today's increased gas prices. Those of us who live in southern West Virginia believe that we can have a balance between energy development and environmental preservation, and we have been doing such for decades. But balance cannot be achieved without fairness and equity. And the policies of the EPA at times have been anything but fair and equitable when it comes to coal mining in Appalachia. When the EPA issued its detailed guidance concerning Clean Water Act permitting in April of this year, in April of 2010, last year, it did so singling out coal mining, and coal mining only in Appalachia. Though the agency labeled it interim guidance, the regime it spelled out was made effective immediately, and now the EPA is scheduled to finalize the guidance on April 1st, less than a month from today. A government cannot have one set of rules for one industry in one region of the country and a separate set of rules for everyone else and claim to be fair and just. What is more, the EPA is treating this so-called guidance as if it were binding policy. It is limiting state-issued discharge permits based on non-compliance with this guidance, bypassing existing law and long-standing regulation, and it is substituting a wholly new, barely studied, entirely confusing criteria for determining water quality, along with new time frames for review and approval of petitions. Further, the regime that is set forth in that guidance memo has thrown the permitting process throughout the region into utter turmoil, with rules being determined on a case-by-case basis. The EPA erred in the way it pursued changes in its surface coal mining permit processes. Now, some changes were warranted, grant you. Certainly the status quo was not working. I do not know of anyone who opposes clean air and safe water or who wants our children's health put at risk due to a degraded environment. And I worry that deep funding cuts will weaken our economy and stifle job creation that we so sorely need. But the message that I hope our witnesses take back with them today is that in striving to achieve worthy, valued goals, the EPA must work with the Congress and with the people who elected us, or it will, as the framers intended, find its power checked. So, Mr. Chairman, I commend you again for having these hearings, and I do ask unanimous consent that I may submit written questions for the record and ask that they be responded to.